Hi there, kiddos. All right, so today we're going to start lesson 18.1. All right, so the state of Texas expects you all to be able to compare the features and costs of a checking account and a debit card offered by different local financial institutions or banks. Which brings us to our first example here. All right, so comparing the costs of checking accounts and debit cards. You can withdraw money from your bank account in several ways. With a checking account, you write checks or use a debit card to withdraw money. A debit card is a plastic card you can use to purchase goods or services. When you use a debit card, the money you spend is deducted immediately from your checking or savings account. So letter A. The table shows the fees for certain features at two banks. Complete the table to show which bank has a better deal for each feature. All right, kiddos. So let's go ahead and put ourselves in this situation. We have two banks here. We have Township Bank, and we also have Peachtree Bank. All right. So if you're going to write a check, which is a better deal? Would you rather pay 50 cents per check with Township Bank, or would you rather have it free with Peachtree? Well, of course, free, right? So the better deal there would be Peachtree. Now, the next one. ATM transactions. Non-bank ATMs. Township Bank, their fees are $1 per withdrawal. And Peachtree Bank's fees are $2 per withdrawal. What that means, kiddos, is that like when you guys use an ATM that's not with like one of them, let's say like you guys go to Circle K or 7-Eleven, and if that ATM isn't through your bank, they're going to charge you a fee. Would you rather pay $1 or $2? Well, right, of course, $1. So in this situation, ladies and gentlemen, Township is the better deal. What about ATM transactions? Like when you guys like use their ATMs? Well, they're both free, right? So I guess we can consider both of those to be equal. And what about debit cards? $2.50 per month with Township Bank fees, or 50 cents per withdrawal with Peachtree? Well, honestly, because this depends on on how many withdrawals you all do, because after a certain amount, one might be better than the other. So it actually depends on how many withdrawals you guys are going to be doing per month. And this is what the book suggests. Oh, and there's also the answer for letter B. During 1 month, Carmen wrote 4 checks and used her debit card for 2 non-bank ATM transactions. Which bank is better for her? And explain. And that's what the book suggests there. All right, so moving on. Debit cards or credit cards. A credit card is a plastic payment card you can use to purchase goods or services. Using a credit card is like getting a loan. You pay for your purchases later when you receive a monthly bill. You will also pay interest on the balance. Interest is like you guys pay a fee. Like they're letting you guys borrow money, but you're gonna pay them back if you buy something that's $100. You're gonna pay them back the $100 that you borrowed or that you spent, plus let's say an additional $5. Sam and Kong bought identical guitars that cost $600. Sam paid for his guitar with his debit card, so $600 was deducted from his checking account on the day of the purchase. Kong charged his guitar on his credit card. He made payments each month until the guitar was paid off. Over time, he paid the credit card company $600 plus an additional $32 in interest. Letter A. Describe how the payment methods used by Sam and Kong to pay for the guitars affected the amount of money they had in the bank. Alrighty, kiddos. So for letter A, they're asking us how it affected the amount of money they had in the bank. Well, Sam, since he used his debit card, it was automatically deducted from his checking or savings account. So it was it was the money that he already had saved. However, Kong, since he used a credit card, he didn't really pay with his money, so to say. The credit card kind of let him borrow that money. So not only did he have to pay back the $600, plus he also had to pay an additional $32 for them letting him borrow that money. So that's how we would describe that. And this is what the book suggests, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right, so moving on. Reflect. Analyze relationships. Terrence has $54.29 in his checking account. He needs to purchase a football uniform for $56.50. Should Terrence use his debit card or his credit card? Explain your reasoning. What do y'all think, kiddos? I know that it's like he's just off by a little bit he's off by a few dollars. Because if he has $54.29, but the uniform costs $56.50, he doesn't have the money. And a lot of times what happens is that at most banks, if you like end up buying something that's worth more than what you have in your account, they charge you a fee, which is called an overdraft fee. Sometimes it's $25, with others it's $30. So in this case, it might be better for him to use his credit card. I mean, although credit cards aren't good, but in this case it might be better because he's not gonna have to pay that $25 fee. But it just depends on what you all have, like the bank that you all are with. And this is what the book suggests. Alrighty, so next, balancing a check register. Your checkbook includes a check register to help you keep track of the deposits, withdrawals, and transfers. Your balance tells you how much money is actually in your account. To balance a check register, add deposits to the balance and subtract withdrawals and transfers from the balance. Now they're telling us this table here. The check register shows Annie's check account transactions, which are right here. Letter A. Complete the check register to show Annie's balance after the transfer and the ATM withdrawal. All right, kiddos. So when it comes to deposits are like when you guys put money into your account. When you guys are actually submitting money or putting money into your account. Withdrawals are when you guys are taking money out. So we have to look right here if she's depositing or putting money in or withdrawing or taking money out. And this is what the book suggests. All right, so please keep in mind that when you deposit money, you're putting money into your account. When you're withdrawing, you're taking money out. So you're subtracting, so to say. Depositing, you're adding. Withdrawing, you're subtracting. All right. So now, kiddos, I'd like for you all to go ahead and work on the guided practice and the independent practice all the way to question number 10.